Welcome to the Sonya Buchanan Show, where we inspire one life, one smile at a time. Hi there, you guys. It is time for the Sonya Buchanan Show, and this is our introduction into our title, Hollow Words of Sound. It is a doozy, and it's a great discussion, and I hope it impacts your life, and I hope you are blessed by the message. The next part will be the discussion. Bye, you guys. Great day, everyone. It is time for the Sonya Buchanan Show, where we inspire one life, one smile at a time. Listen, you all, we have a great discussion for you today. But first, let me give you the title. It's called Hollow Words of Sound. About 2 weeks ago, I received this title. And usually I receive titles on the day that I record my broadcast. But this particular title, I knew it was one that I had to really chew on, kind of meditate on, and think about what is the significance of this title and what is going to be the in-depth of the discussion. And again, the title is called Hollow Words of Sound. And I really was thinking about it. And this morning, I got up early and I went walking. And again, I was thinking about the title and how I was going to bring this into a discussion and make a valid point about something, because when I received the title, it was very strong. So I wrote it down. Normally, I don't write the titles because I just know that I'm going to remember the title, because the messages and the recording of the show is immediate once I received it. But I knew that if I did not write this title down, somehow I was going to forget the exact way it was presented. And again, the title was called Hollow Words of Sound. And after I went walking, I was getting out the car and I'm thinking, which angle shall I talk about the hollow words of sound? I want to give you an analogy of something that I experienced as a youth. Is every year the store around Easter time or resurrection time will have chocolate bunnies that they sell to the public. And one of the bunnies, they would say a chocolate bunny, but then on the box, it would say hollow chocolate bunny. And next to it, it would have another type of bunny. And then that bunny would say chocolate bunny, but it's a solid chocolate bunny. And that's the analogy I wanted to give to you when I talk about hollow words of sound. And what makes the difference between a hollow word of sound and a solid word of sound? The difference is experience. The difference is the knowledge base of something. The difference is the leading of your heart to impact humanity for a better life. Something that would lead to a better living conditions for someone, or better living conditions for humanity, or living conditions for a scenario if you're impacting something. And everyone is not called to impact the world. You may just be called to impact a certain particular item or a situation or a moment in time. But either way, the words could be hollow or the words could be solid. And again, the title is called Hollow Words of Sound. And this, I was thinking about something in the midst of me wanted to deliver this message. I remember maybe back in 2004, there was a concert that was coming to Atlanta, and I knew about the concert, but I had decided not to attend the concert. And way before when they began to sell the tickets, and I wasn't going, and I knew the day of the concert, and I still was not going to this concert. On the day that the concert was presented itself, it was pouring raining here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I decided to spend that Saturday watching Lifetime, because it was storming that bad. It was storming to the point of floods in different areas surrounding Atlanta. So I was just, comfortable until I began to get this urge to go get tickets. And I knew that the urge was coming from somewhere else telling me to go get these tickets. It was coming from my belly, basically. I could feel like this rumbling, go get these tickets. I knew it was the Holy Spirit talking to me. Some people call it the Holy Spirit. Someone would call it the inward witness. Someone would call it this wisdom speaking. Someone would call it this intuition. However, what you call it, you just know it's an urgency. Go get those tickets. And I knew that it was an urgency for me to go get the tickets. And it was against my flesh because I did not want to drive in the rain. I did not want to leave my house because it was pouring. But it kept persisting that I go get those tickets. So I get up and go get the tickets. And then I was led to go get a new outfit. So I guess just to be looking nice. So I did that. Come home. It's 3:30 in the afternoon when I got that urge to go get those tickets. The concert starts at 8:00. So I said, okay, this is definitely not me. I don't want to drive in this rain. I don't want to go get tickets. I don't want to go to the concert. And the interesting part about going to the concert, there was 3 people on the concert. I cannot remember the name of the concert, but I knew that one of the person that was part of the lineup, I supported, bought the music, but I still was not going to the concert. So I was urged to go to the concert, and I wasn't sure why I had to go to this concert. But once I got there on time, about 7:50, 10 minutes before the concert started. And the people that they have to sing before the lineup was out singing. And then the lady of the 2 guys came out to sing. And she began to sing. And then she began to speak. Once she opened her mouth, all of a sudden I had this feeling. I don't know if you have ever experienced this, but it was almost as if there was a tunnel between what she was speaking. Everything around me got quiet, and I can only hear the crispy, clear words that she was speaking. It was almost I was the only one in the Fox Theater, and she was the only one on that stage, and she was speaking directly to me. I don't know if you've had that experience before, but that was the first time I've had that experience. And I knew to listen to every word that she was speaking. And at that moment, I knew that's why I was at the concert. I wasn't at the concert for the person that I was supporting over a course of my life. I was at the concert to hear what this woman had to say in her testimony. Now, I will not go into what the testimony is about and why I had to hear it. And I understood why, because that is personal. I don't want to share that part, and I don't want to share her testimony because I won't get her testimony right anyway, even if I share it. But I knew when she was speaking that it was something that was giving me life. Now, when we talk about hollow words of sound, and then we talk about solid words of sound, that will be a clear indication that those words that she was speaking life to me was solid words of sound. There was nothing hollow about what she was saying because it was impacting my life. It was changing the course of the way I was actually thinking about something that happened, and I did not know how to deal with it. And so when I got the initial urgency to go to the concert, she was solid words to speak life to me, to bring a personal situation in my life into a structure of order. And what makes a person or a particular organization or a particular business or a particular person that you just meet at a store or someone at the gas station or anything like that will cause them to have solid words? It's based on their experience. And we all have had experience, and we all can have solid words of experience. What becomes hollow is when you're speaking about things that you don't have the foundation of truth to speak about it. Giving an example is someone who has been a size 3 all their life. Now, all of a sudden, you want to give someone who is have been captivated with being overweight all of their life. You want to give them advice on how to lose weight and why you're not losing weight and why you're over fat. You can't eat this. This is a hollow word speaking to someone who will not receive because you don't have the foundation truth as to why they're overweight. It could be any reasons. It could be medical. It could be stress. It could be a condition of situations going on in life. It could be thyroid problems. It could be a massive of different reasons why a person is overweight. But because of the person lacks that understanding and the thorough knowledge of why a person is overweight or why they can't lose weight or why, this and that, those words will be considered a hollow word. They don't have any experience being fat. Now, I'm just going to say this, and I'm not going to speak on this too much. My sister, she has always been a size 3. Always been a size 3. She's always been very slim and all of that. And she used to mess with me all the time because I wasn't slim like her. But I wasn't overweight as a child either. So this really the overweight thing. But she would just always make fun of me because she was the type of person. My dad used to bring us candy all the time, right? And she would never eat the candy. It'll be a year and the candy will still be there. So I decided to just eat her candy. So she would always call me these, names, just a little tab of funniness. But still, she would not have the experience of being a size 12 or a size 10 because she's always been a size 3. She couldn't understand why I was always a size 8, 10, 12. She had no experience of that. I knew why I was that way. But those are the words of hollow, of not having the experience in order to bring life into somebody else's life. It's the same way with someone who have experienced poverty and they have come out of poverty and they have now executed financial wealth, and they can go and speak life to someone or kind of teach them, don't do that. This is how you do your budgeting, and this is what you don't want to buy. This is how you need to do. They have words of solid sound, and I want to talk about recognizing those things because right now, the media is having a amount of sound that's coming forth, and they seem to be convincing. Now, social media has a way of delivering these stories, especially on Instagram, where everything is perfect. These people are not experiencing anything and all of this. I want to see how is it that you can tell me all of this stuff, right? But where did this come from? Because we're getting to the point now people are experiencing depression because they want to be this and be that, but they could be listening to the sound of hollow words. And there's no substance and no foundation of the words that they're speaking to impact your life. Such as the young lady at the concert, she was experiencing what I had just experienced. So her words came across as being solid. She had experience from it. She not only gave the testimony of what happened, how she felt, how she cried out to the Lord. She also gave the outcome. She became a winner. Now, I remember listening to someone and they said that they interview people, but their interviewing style is different. They want to know the details of how they changed a situation that they experienced and did they win in the outcome? Because then that will be a person who can have solid words and a solid foundation of working for a company and come out a winner because they have the based experience in that particular career or that particular job that they have. Right now, we are in 2022, still in January, and it seems as though life has not changed for us, but really it has, because every time you wake up in the morning, there's a new day. But it is really determined how your day is going to impact your day is by what are you listening to? Are you listening to words and things that will bring life changes for you by the sound of words that are solid or the sounds of words that are hollow. Because like I stated, the chocolate bunny had the form of a chocolate bunny, but it was hollow inside. So you didn't get the impact of a solid chocolate bunny by eating it, and it lasts longer. Listen, you all, I hope I'm not sounding babbling over here, but we're dealing with a lot of things in our society today. And it's so important that we find these solid things of experience to bring changes. One of the things that I have to really be careful because, I don't want to present something like I am this like whiz person, this wisdom people and all of this stuff. And I have all the answers. But most often when I come on the broadcast, it's something that I've experienced. And it's something that I have managed to barely cross the finish line over it. And some things are much tougher than others. This was one of the tough subjects that I had to talk about today. Hollow words of sound and solid words of sound. And it's really funny because I knew that this was divinely, because I was not a person who listened and took advice from women. And I have reasons why I don't listen to a lot of women when they're talking. It's nothing against the women that are speaking or that are on platforms. It's just I've had experience where, I'm very cautious about, are your words hollow? Or are your words or are they solid words? Are you just giving me these words just to make me feel good? Well, I don't need words. And a lot of people don't need words to make me feel good. They need solid words that will have a transformation of an experience when you're having dialogue with someone. Hollow words don't have anything except shallow, just like that Easter bunny that had no chocolate inside of it. It was shallow. So you're paying the same price, but you're not getting the same results. Those are hollow words. That chocolate bunny, I was upset when I first got a chocolate. I thought it was a real chocolate bunny with chocolate inside. But it crackled and it was probably nothing. But, there's so many things that's going on. And it's so important that if you're going to speak life into somebody's life, if you're going to do that, speak based on your capacity of having solid words that that it could transform people's lives. Because hollow words is not going to help anybody. It's only going to make the situation worse. They're going to leave empty because the words that you gave was empty. But like I left that concert, I was so full and transformed. I didn't have to deal with that situation that had happened to me that week because the Lord sent me to that concert so that I can hear somebody who dealt with it. I responded to the situation based on the solid words that was given to me at that concert the correct way when I had to deal with it head on. A lot of times we hearing hollow words, we're like, why is things not changing? Maybe the advice that you're getting is from people who have hollow words. They have no evidence that they have solid words that they're giving you. Check the sources. I'm just saying that I'm coming to this podcast today because I've experienced this so many times. I give an example of something, and this is not to make a joke about it, but when I was youth, I had a friend, and I would always have to go pick her up, and I would always have to pay her way. So I was actually paying two people ways, her way, because she never had any money. She didn't have a car. And she was my friend, so I didn't have a problem. But this one particular day, I picked her up and I said, make sure you got your own money for your meal, because I'm not paying for your dinner. And if you don't have the money, then you don't need to go. And she mentioned to me, oh, I have the money. I'll pay for my meal. So we get to the restaurant, y'all. We get to the restaurant. And she orders this lobster and salad, and she ordered wine, and she ordered dessert. I ordered just a plate of salad and maybe some pasta or something for the dinner. Well, we get to the time of the pay. She looks in her purse. She said, I don't have the money. Now, those are hollow words. And I just kind of looked at her. Like, you don't have the money. You've ordered a meal for 3 people. Guess who had to pay? Hollow words. This podcast is not about my experience of tragedy, because I didn't take that as an anger or, deceitful or anything. I wasn't angry about it. But what I did learn is those are hollow words that were spoken to me when I picked her up, that you had the money in your purse to pay for your dinner, because I did ask, and she did not. And that was an experience of giving you today on this podcast of hollow words versus solid words. Solid words are the truth. Solid words are truth and transformation. Solid words are evidence. Solid words of evidence. I know on social media, we always want to see, what's your evidence of what you're doing? My experience is my evidence. I don't need to broadcast anything. People don't need to broadcast. They don't need to broadcast. But, I remember the same person who was giving advice at the concert. I remember her saying, if you stay ready, you will always be ready. And that was something I would never forget her saying. If you stay ready, you will always be ready. You don't have to do a lot of boasting, just stay ready. You can stay ready without having to show anything. But hollow words, it's something, and I want to end this podcast today because I observe everything. I don't judge a lot, but I observe. And and I remember having a meeting somewhere at a place. I was invited somewhere, and they talked a lot about a lot of things that they were going to deliver and all of these things, and I was like, because I'm a person, I would go. You invite me, I would come and support, and I would, just support you. And I went, and they did a lot of talking about all of this stuff, and I'm a very quiet person. I'm very quiet when it comes to knowledge. And I also found out people who are knowledgeable are very quiet people. You don't know what they know because they don't have any reason. Things that are solid don't have any reason to boast about it. They just sit over in the corner and wait for their opportunity to speak on a matter, But I remember, and they were doing all this stuff, and I did not want the person to be embarrassed, so I spoke up so that she can continue to shine on her platform, on her event. Now I will do that for you because I don't want you to fail at anything, but you guys, come on. Not hollow words, but solid words. Make sure that you have solid words in your delivery in everything. And don't underestimate people because what you're thinking. And don't overestimate people. Just think, is it solid words or is it hollow words? Is it a solid foundation or is it a hollow foundation? Those are the two things you need to just say, and it keeps you out of the seat of judgment, But again, today our podcast is called Hollow Words of Sound. Are you hearing hollow words of sound and being impacted? Or are you hearing the solid words of sound and being impacted? Think about that, you guys. But this is the end of our podcast today, and I just wanted to just go over this. And I hope I have not been babbling, but I hope that you were blessed by what I'm speaking, and I hope that your inward knowledge was speaking to you as I'm talking about hollow words of sound. And maybe it, cause a life-changing moment for you. That is all that I want to talk about today. But hey, this is your girl, Sonya Buchanan. with the Sonya Buchanan Show, where we inspire one life, one smile at a time. Until next time. Bye, you guys.
Oh my God, I gotta tell you, I was having a moment and I decided to surf the net. And that's when I came across this website called Comforting Promises, which is a great website, by the way. And get this. On the website was a featured book called The Journey by Sonya Buchanan that was recently published. So I immediately downloaded the ebook on Kindle because it talked about, having faith for your life purpose. And let me tell you, the book is super great. I was so motivated to get back into the game, pursuing my goals. And you got to get the book because it's worth the read.
Thank you for joining our podcast today. The podcast was produced and edited by Sonya Buchanan. For more information about the host, you can go to sonyabuchanan.com. For information about Comforting Promises broadcast community, you can go to comfortingpromises.com. Thank you for listening to our broadcast, The Sonya Buchanan Show, where we focus on one life, one smile at a time. Until next time, bye you guys.